Hi my friends, I am Kate or Kali and thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you for coming to my channel. I'm here on YouTube bringing you videos about fitness, lifestyle, nutrition, athleticism, all sorts of things like that. Today I wanted to talk about getting the life that you want. So I've been on this journey for about a year or so now, just kind of trying to figure out who I am, what I want, and how I'm gonna get there. And I feel like I've learned a couple things along the way that I want to share with you guys, with the world. The first thing that I thought of that I thought was really interesting was this tendency that we have to see something negative happen, realize that it's probably like a 1 in a million chance, but we still become afraid. So, for example, if we hear about a plane crash or something like that, or some sort of tragic event, any of these like little outlier situations that happen, we very easily look at those and become afraid of flying or afraid of taking a certain supplement. We see this rare event happen to others and we go, oh my God, it could happen to me. Like, I better be careful. I better be extra cautious. However, if we see people winning the lottery, any of these like really positive once in a lifetime things, we go, oh great, that's never gonna happen to me. And I find that really interesting and I wonder why that is. We see two things, a positive and a negative. They both have equal odds of happening, yet the negative one we seem is more likely to happen to us, and the positive one we think, oh, it's never gonna happen. Even if they have the exact same odds. We have this nature to gravitate towards fear and not faith. And I don't understand that. And when I say the word faith, I want to be clear that I'm not referring to any sort of religious practice or anything like that, but just faith and hope in what you want for your life. The next piece of advice I've learned, I kind of learned by talking to friends of mine when they would come to me with fears or doubts or self-confidence issues, and I found it would hurt my heart so much to hear them talk about like, oh, I did this, I fucked up, I'm a loser, I'm terrible. And I found myself doing it a lot too. I would lose something like insignificant. I would misplace or lose something and I would go, man, I am just worthless. What is even the point of me being around? Like, I'm useless, I'm terrible, I'm an idiot, all of these things. And I thought to myself, like, when my friends come to me and they say, man, I'm such an idiot, I can't believe I did this, I'm worthless, I hate myself, my response to them is, no, you're not. You're not worthless, you're not terrible, you're not awful. You're just a human and you're a pretty great one. And I wondered why we talk to others like that, but we don't talk to ourselves like that. Next time you make a mistake, think about if it was your child or your best friend, your niece, your nephew, your sister, someone that you love dearly and that you want to see succeed. Next time you mess up or make a mistake or something, talk to yourself the same way that you would talk to a loved one. If your child came to you and confessed that they accidentally had an accident, you wouldn't, hopefully, you wouldn't scream in their face and say, wow, you're such an idiot. Like, I can't believe that you exist. You're worthless. Like, you're never gonna accomplish anything if you keep having accidents. We would never talk to someone that we cared about like that. So why do we have this notion that it's okay to talk to ourselves in that way? It's not. I mean, tough love is one thing. To get yourself out of bed in the morning and say, listen, come on, like, let's go, get out of bed, we're doing this today. Like, I don't care if you're tired, I don't care if you're sore, we're getting up and we're gonna go for the thing. That's different than laying in bed and being like, oh, I'm such a piece of shit, I'm just gonna stay here and snooze like I always do. And that kind of negative self-talk is going to prevent you from getting what you want. Another thing that I found really interesting throughout this journey is the concept of jealousy. So I kind of observed this when I was starting to make this YouTube channel, starting to try to grow a social media following, and I was noticing everyone around me. If I was on their page, I would see how many followers they had, and I would be jealous, or I would, I would wish that I had that. And I felt almost overwhelmed with like panic of like, oh my God, I've got to get my stuff done now. Like, I've got to work harder. I've got to catch up to them right now. Like, there's no time. I got to get where they are. And being kind of like resentful of like people that were my friends, people that hadn't done anything wrong to me, but just were doing their thing, and they were doing a thing that I wanted to do. And I was like, well, man, this sucks. I guess I thought more about it and realized that jealousy is an evolutionary trait. So we become jealous in the past. If somebody had more land, if somebody had killed an animal to eat, if somebody had found a partner to settle down with and start breeding with, that did mean less for us. If somebody killed a buffalo for their family for dinner, that meant I didn't get that buffalo and my family might not get to eat that night. If somebody found a piece of land to build a shelter, that meant I don't get that land and I might die because I'm out in the elements, right? Same with partners. There were at one point a limited number of people to meet and breed with, and there were better breeding partners, so to speak. So it was ingrained in us that if somebody got what we needed, we should have a sort of fight or flight response to that, because now that does mean less resources for you, so you better get on it or you might die. That's obviously not the case in today's world, right? Just because somebody has 1,000 followers does not mean that it's not possible for me to have 1,000 followers. In fact, it means exactly the opposite. The fact that somebody else can accomplish these things and has accomplished them means that I can too. Just like what I was talking about, when you see something good happen to someone, that doesn't mean that it's never going to happen to you. It means that it's very possible for it to happen to you. And that's what we should focus on. That's what we need to start tuning our minds to do, is to focus on the good things that are possible and stop telling ourselves that it's never going to happen to me, or I'm too old, I'm too fat, I'm too slow. Any of these things are crap. And that brings me to my final point, which is making excuses. So, okay, you can say, all right, Kali, great, I'm positive. I believe that I am worthy, deserving of, and that it is possible for me to get these things that I want. But all these other people, like, they had more money, they were born into a better family, they were athletes when they were younger, they're skinnier, they're more fit, they're whatever the thing is that you're saying you're not, is just an excuse. It's just another way that you're getting in your own way. Anything that is worth getting, anything that you want, you can have if you work for it. And I know this from personal experience. I did not come from a family that valued sports or athletics, yet here I am 7 years, almost 6 years into a sport and gaining athletic ability and working to be the top of my field. I have not been naturally athletic. Maybe being thin, but thin doesn't always equal fit. And I didn't come from like a happy, positive environment growing up. I struggled with mental health, drug addiction, and all sorts of other nasty things when I was growing up. I was not a person that had it all together. In fact, I didn't get it together. I still don't have it together, but I didn't start doing what was right for myself and start parenting myself and taking care of myself until very, very recently. And that wasn't because I was raised in an environment that valued that. It was because I reached the end of my limit, was so sick and tired of being sick and tired that I decided right then and there I had to make a change. And then slowly from that position, I've grown to realize that all of the things in the world that I want are available to me if I work hard and if I believe that I can get them. And I have had great results, I would think. I'm much happier now. Anyway, so if you guys have something that you are trying to obtain, if you have a goal with your weight, if you have a goal with your sport, a goal to you find a partner, to make more money, to be successful, to travel, whatever it is, just know that it is possible. Start there. Know that it is possible. And any of those things that start getting in your head, I have responsibilities, I have bills, I need to keep this job, I have kids, quiet them out for a second and just think about what it would be like. Don't worry so much about how you're going to get there, but know that you can. You do have the ability within you to get the things that you want. That's the first step, and then you move from there. So I hope that this video maybe helps some people start to change your mindset a little bit, start to focus on the positive, start to believe in yourself, start to talk nicely to yourself, and work towards getting that life that you want instead of sitting where you are and being unhappy and making excuses for why you have to be unhappy for the rest of your life. We get one of these. We get one shot at being happy, and if we're not working towards it every single day, if we're putting it off and saying, oh, when I retire, or oh, when the kids are growing up, if we're putting off our happiness every day, all we're doing is wasting time. And I really want everyone to be able to feel that joy and happiness within their life that I have started to feel over the past couple years here. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you being here. If you're new, please subscribe. Leave me a comment, chat with me. I'm happy to engage with everyone. I want to make friends on the internet, please. All right, I will talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.